This podcast is brought to you by Podcast Nation.
Welcome to Nirvana Sisters Podcast, where we take the intimidation out of well-being and beauty to help you achieve your highest state, your nirvana. We are sisters-in-law and your hosts. I'm Amy Sherman.
And I'm Katie Chandler. So let's get into some real conversation.
Welcome back to the show, Nirvana Sisters family. This is a special episode because, hi, it's Amy and Katie, and we are joined by another Amy and Katie, Amy Dickerson and Katie Gillberg of Hydrate IV Bar. And we're super excited to cover this topic. We haven't talked about this topic before on the show, and we are both big fans of this therapy. So we're really excited to learn more about you all and Hydrate IV Bar and all the things. But quickly, I'll just do a quick bio on the other Katie and Amy. So Katie Gillberg is a born and bred Denver native with family roots extending through Colorado for 5 generations. Her lifelong passion for health and wellness led her to a post-grad career in medical sales, while also living a lifelong dream as a Denver Broncos cheerleader for 2 seasons, which is so cool, by the way. We need to hear about that. During that time, she traveled to Las Vegas for work conferences, and that's when she first was introduced to IV therapy. In 2016, Hydrate IV Bar's first location opened in Denver's Bonnie Bray neighborhood with a menu of services for illness, wellness, recovery, and beauty. Caught on quickly in the Denver market, and now it is franchised, and we're going to hear more about that. And Amy is a serial entrepreneur involved in wellness in the beauty industry for over 25 years. Want to hear more about your background too. She is the managing partner of Hydrate IV Bar and a partner or investor in numerous other growing companies. In 2020, Amy and her business partner, Katie, expanded Hydrate IV Bar's market share and brand recognition by franchising nationwide. And we are super excited to talk to you about all things wellness and beauty and hydration. So welcome to the show, Amy and Katie.
Thank you, guys. So fun. It's just so fun. The Amy's and the Katie's.
The Amy's and the Katie's. I know. This is like a whole new show. I love it. Well, why don't we kick off? We typically, and we haven't done this, I feel like, in a while, Katie, in some of our shows, we've just been flying through them, but we typically do kind of like our Nirvana of the week as a, I don't know, icebreaker to meet you all and kind of hear what's going on. So I'll kick it off to my Katie to talk about what was your Nirvana this week.
Yeah, I think my Nirvana this week was last night after I wrapped the end of a very intense work week. So Monday through Thursday was a pretty busy week for me this week. I think everybody's in my business is just wrapping down for the year, as they are in most industries. And it was a wild week. So when I survived it and got on the train and got home and got into bed, it was pure bliss. So I think that was my moment. What about you, Amy Sherman?
This has been a rough week, I have to say, just with my other job, but I would say that my Nirvana this week has been my husband, because he's been just so supportive and sweet and giving me lots of good pep talks. So, I'm feeling good, and he's just been such a good supporter this week, and he always is, but it's just sometimes nice when you have those heart-to-hearts with your significant other. So that's my Nirvana this week. But what about you all? I'll kick it to Katie.
All right. Well, I have a 2-month-old baby.
Oh my God.
So things right now are a little bit wild and chaotic and all things. 2-month-old baby and then a 2.5-year-old daughter. So
Aw.
But my Nirvana, I think it's been every morning. You know, I'm waking up in a daze. I'm exhausted. I haven't slept well. But the silver lining is my husband comes in the morning with a huge coffee that he knows I need, with our 2.5-year-old daughter. They jump in bed, cuddle with us. I have the baby. And as challenging as some of these times are, I really look back and kind of sit and try and be present, because I know it is temporary, but just those family little cuddle sessions with my babies. And so grateful that my husband knows how to make a good latte.
So important.
Yes.
That's
well,
great.
I don't mean to trump you all, but
She's had a great week.
I've had a great week. No, I'm lucky enough. I have a lot of gratitude this week. I happen to be up in the Rocky Mountains with some of my family. So
Oh,
my Nirvana of the week is I just forget, like going to the top of a ski hill and getting to see the world from the tippy top. And just that big, fresh breath of mountain air is so grounding. So I just feel grounded, thankful, Nirvana'd out, man. I'm
I
like,
love it. I
Amazing.
love it.
And my husband
I
and I are
love the
always-
mountains. And you guys are you both in Colorado or just?
We
No,
are.
you're
not.
Amy, it's an hour away from our homes. Like the
I know.
fact that
Ugh.
when we have stressful weeks, we just need to go for a drive up to the mountains. And it is such a reset. I mean, just being out in nature, seeing it.
And just that cold, fresh air, just big breaths in. And my husband and I always look at each other and we're like, why do we not do a mountain home again? Like, what are we doing? Like,
That's my dream.
so-
I love the mountains, so I'm right there with you, envisioning it, manifesting it for you.
The only other piece of it I just want to say that I thought was just so beautiful was we have some of our nieces and nephews for us that have never been skiing on mountains like
Aw.
that. So to watch them experience it for the very first time, like the view from the top, it blows their minds. And I love going with people for the first time where they're like, what? This is crazy.
That's so
Where
cool.
are you? What mountain?
We're in Winter Park right now. Yeah.
Okay. So nice. Side note, which I'll cut this out, but my son is a senior in high school and he's looking at Boulder. That's like his number one choice to go to school. So we'll see what happens. But yeah,
We love Boulder. It's
I'm really hoping it happens
such a great
because
school, beautiful school. Obviously,
Yeah.
football is so
I know.
exciting right now.
yeah. So anyway, that all good stuff. Okay. So let's kick off. Why don't you tell our listeners about IV therapy in general? Because some people are new to it and just kind of what the benefits are and kind of the 101.
Sure. I'm happy to take this one. IV therapy is, or just intravenous means in the vein. The intravenous use of normal saline is nothing new. This has been, in hospitals. I rarely come across someone that has never had an IV. Now, IV therapy in this type of setting, so non-traditional medical practice, where the focus is more on, or our brand at least, the focus is very much on immunity, energy, alternative therapies, antioxidants. So you have your traditional normal saline, and then we are infusing, our registered nurses are infusing the bag with different nutrients. We have a wellness brand, so we are really educating clients on the benefits. It's an alternative therapy. In our setting, we have incredible medical directors with experience. We have emergency room nurses, but this is not an emergency situation. These are healthy adults who are coming to us for kind of that extra edge. So I think, the term IV therapy, at least in the last 5 to 10 years, is seeing, the use of these therapies kind of in a non-traditional setting for prevention versus the reactive use where maybe you're ill in a hospital, in an ambulance, hopefully not.
And you said you started this in 2016, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
And 8 years ago, people were looking at us like, what the heck are you doing? Why would I pay you? I mean, I remember someone telling me, he's like, why is everyone on your Instagram so happy to be there? Like, why are people smiling? They're paying you to put a needle in their arm. And so, we were especially trying to, convince, but more just educate people that, we have the same equipment, the protocols, the sterile injectables, the staff, like these are the same precautions that you're getting in a hospital setting, but we're focusing on all the wellness benefits. And IV therapy is kind of one piece of the puzzle. But we really break it down to just proper nutrition in general. So, we can kind of get into this and maybe I'm fast forwarding, but most of our clients come to us about once a month. So this is a great way to just fill your tank up. But it's a supplement. And so, we still this is not to be done instead of eating healthy or drinking adequate water. Proper nutrients from our food is still first and foremost the most important. But when you look at our soil these days and, just we're not getting the nutrients that our bodies really need to thrive. And so that is really how this was kind of born. It was a passion project for me. I loved it as a consumer. I felt amazing. Had no idea at the time that we would grow to as big as we are now. It really was just, let's focus on one location. We're going to service clients. We're going to make these services accessible. We're going to focus on the experience. And it's just snowballed. And really, it's because people, they feel amazing. And they want to keep doing it. And then they refer other people. And so that's kind of been the natural progression. But the basic layer is just, are you getting enough, adequate hydration, whether that is drinking water intravenously, and nutrients to help your body?
And you find that you have a lot of clientele that they're like wellness junkies like we are, or they're very athletic, very active people that you get dehydrated faster than you think. And of course, there's various levels of dehydration, right? Like critically dehydrated is one should be in a hospital, but is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Are there various levels?
There's various levels. I mean, for instance, we're in the Mile High City, so our altitude is high. People land here. I mean, and this kind of piggybacks into the beauty part, but like we are like dried raisins here. Like you need to moisturize topically and internally. And so, there's a lot of different ailments that, whether it's if you're out in the sun, if you're doing physical activity, if you are, if you have a cold coming on, however your immune system is, those all affect your hydration. So no, you're absolutely correct. And that's when we talk to people, they say, well, what am I supposed to expect? How am I supposed to feel? I feel different every single time that I get one of our therapies. And it really just depends on where my body is at that time. What is my stress load? How is my sleep? I mean,
am I hungover? No, I'm just kidding.
No judgment. And I would add on to that. I think I like the movement of what I'm seeing in a lot of people in the world where we're trying, like science is moving so quickly. The wellness industry is really coming to the forefront, but paying attention to your body. They say, if you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated, not to get too scientific, but what's the color of your urine? What is, do your lips feel dry? Does your hair feel crunchy? Like it's an essential part of who we are, what we're made of. And it's extremely important. And you can't wait until you're so dehydrated that you chug a gallon of water and you get stomach cramps and your body can't absorb that much that fast. And all the things that have to do with sort of osmolarity and the way your body reacts with hydration, but sort of just being aware of where you are in the moment and what you need. I mean, no one's going to know better than you how you feel and what your body's seeking at that time,
Yeah.
I know, Katie Chandler, you are a big fan and go to IV places all the time. Like I know you have a protocol before you travel, after, as a preventative, right?
I do. Well, I also have Addison's disease, which I don't know if either of you are familiar, but it's adrenal insufficiency. So I don't retain electrolytes properly. So I have been doing IV therapy for a decade, but until around 2016, 2017, I would have to go to the ER. And it wasn't even that like it was all of that of an emergency, rather. I just couldn't get my hands on it otherwise. Like sometimes it was an emergency, but not every time. So when IV therapy became available, it was such a game changer. I mean, massive game changer. So I can just go whenever I feel like I need a boost. So I do Restore Hyper Wellness, but I need you guys to come onto the East Coast. When is that going to happen?
Just saying, tell us where you're located. I know we'll get into like all the treatments and everything, but I know you started in Colorado, so give us the.
No, and I can speak to that. I work a lot with our development department, and so right now we're in Colorado, Texas, Arizona, Utah. We have units sold in Georgia and also South Carolina, and we really took, I think, 2016, we franchised in 2020, and we really took the last, I can't believe it's going to be 2025. So I guess we took the 4 complete years to really build our support team and make sure that if we were going to go into this franchise space, we had enough support to support other owners on their journey and what they need in this health and wellness space. So we feel really ready for this next year to, kind of double the pipeline. So there are 18 stores open currently in those states. And then we think, we'll have at least another 10 to 12 open next year. And then we'll shoot for selling. We think, selling like 25 to 30, territories a year feels comfortable for us and our support teams. So we're excited. So we grew naturally around Colorado because it's easy. Travel, communication, just like it was easier for us, felt natural. And now we just opened up a lot of territories on the East Coast. So we're excited to get out there. And I don't know how much anyone knows about franchising, but some states are easier to do business in than others. So it's just us over the past 4 years learning a ton about not only the medical law, but franchise law, and making sure that we really have our I's dotted and T's crossed and feel really good about going into a certain area and making sure we can support those entrepreneurs. So we're
right, because you want to do it right.
This is coming, but there's some tough states out there. I feel like the original 13, like Virginia and New York and DC, like the rules are like.
Yeah, I'm outside of DC in Maryland, and Katie's in Connecticut near New York City. So we're waiting. Because I also noticed when I was looking on your Instagram that the sort of like the design aesthetic and the vibe is really inviting and warm. Because I've been to other places like Katie mentioned, and like I never go back because I don't like the vibe. They feel very sterile, not comfortable, like weird. I don't know. It just seems like you have like a warmer kind of rustic, I don't know, just feels like a better vibe. And I think that's really important when you're doing these sorts of treatments, because you want to be in a place that just feels nice. And I feel like a lot of the places are lacking that. They feel very
sterile.
And sometimes they're in like weird strip malls. I don't know. I just feel like that's a really nice differentiator for you all.
Thank you for saying that. That means everything. And that's Katie's baby and design, and just the way that I always, she's the daughter of Mama Wafer, her mother, who's just like a beautiful designer, and just the coziness. But I always like to say too, because people always compliment our logo and like the drip in the Y of the logo. Katie's mother, when she started to tell her that she was doing this, drew that on a napkin, like at dinner.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
She was like, do the watch. She's an artist, and she's very, so all the design, I mean, thank you for noticing that. And that's really one of our differentiators is, I mean, so fast forward 8 years, there's quite a bit of competition now. But that's great. It's educating people that these services are available. They can be done very safely. It's accessible. There's so many health benefits. And there's a lot of really great concepts that are doing it. We all have pretty similar menus. These are water-soluble vitamins. The dosages even are very comparable. And so where we really want to differentiate is, rather than focusing on all the different services and kind of having like information overload, we really want to just be the best at this one thing. And so everything from the experience, we are, and the people that we hire. So we want you to come in, we have the soft touches, you have a blanket, you have tea, there's essential oils. We want you to just totally relax. So many times, like, how often do you disconnect from technology and kick your feet up in a recliner for an hour in the middle of your workday? And so that's really what gets people coming back, is just that whole vibe and that whole feel. Yeah. And then with our team, building trust. We always tell, even with our culture and the people that we hire, all of our nurses believe so much in what we're doing. We practice what we preach. Speak from experience, speak from other customers and their testimonials, and lean into that. And so that's really what we attribute a lot of our success to. And the franchising aspect is so exciting because it's a way for us to scale more quickly. And ultimately that means provide more services to more people in new markets. We're really, franchising, to Amy's point, has been a whole new world to learn and absorb. And we operate 5 corporate spas. And so we know what works really well for us. But teaching that and making it duplicable is, a whole different story. And so we're really grateful. Most of our franchisees to this point have been clients or former employees or friends and family. And they've really had the seat at the table to help us get to the point we're at right now. And it's been a very collaborative team. And so we're just scratching the surface. We're just getting started.
That's so cool. Yeah. You're probably meeting so many interesting like wellness type founders, people that are in the space. I mean, you really have to have someone that believes in the mission just as much as you do. So you're probably just like, it just must be so cool to meet all these different people and get their insight and input.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Right now, I would say of our owners groups, it's about 50-50. 50% of the owners are clinicians, and they really look to us for help on the business side because they've been a science brain their whole life. They've been studying science and clinical and medical and all the things, but they've never run a business. And they just, even the tiniest things on the back end of the business, they really look to us for support. And on the flip side, we have some amazing business background people that are very experienced in corporate careers or have owned other businesses, and they don't know a lot about the technicalities of the medical side. So, and they look to us for that support. So it's a pretty cool mix right now, and also very collaborative. I would say, Katie and I discuss this a lot. It's been in every business book ever written, but business is easy, people are hard. So really we are, our development process, our vetting process is pretty extensive because we're looking for people that we want to work with for the next 10 years. It's a 10-year agreement going into a franchise agreement. And it's like, who do we want that's collaborative, that's going to reach back, lift the next person up, really share their knowledge and lift us all up together. Like a rising tide lifts all ships, right? So we're picky about who we bring in. And yeah, I think if you don't have a passion for this particular type of business, what would be the point?
It sounds so interesting. I don't know. I could see like someday in the future doing something along these lines, knocking on your door saying, "Hey,
I was literally just thinking that.
Be right for our family."
We would love for
I'm like,
good people. We'd love to.
I'm looking for my next venture. I might have to talk to you guys offline.
Katie says it perfectly to a lot of people, but we've made the mistakes. That's what's cool about a franchise. Number one is you're never alone. You've got a team of people around you. Katie started this in 2016. So we've got all these years under our belt of having a seat at the tables, of being founding members of the American IV Association, being like, we've got seats at the tables, and mistakes have been made as far as just like business operations and how to grow, scale, what works the best for all of us. Great medical brains around us that are really guiding us on the science. And so it feels good. It feels happy and good. And we're very, very proud. So
that's phenomenal.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, congrats.
Okay, so tell us about some of the treatments again, like, for our listeners who've never been to a type of place like this. Like, I know there's different treatments for like headaches or what are the like popular things that people get? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so we start with the liter normal saline is standard, and to an extent they all can be customized to that client, so based on their needs. So our medical team does a consultation. We're looking for health history, medications that you're on, allergies, just what brings you in today. Like I said, this type of setting, we are not treating, diagnosing, curing. These are healthy adults who are coming to us really wanting to take control, like Amy said. So they're listening to their body. A lot of the people we talk to, they aren't sleeping well. And so they might be taking a sleeping pill, and then they wake up groggy, and then they're taking a stimulant, or they're chugging coffee all day, or they're like in this vicious cycle kind of just like, I don't feel my best, but I can't really, put my finger on it. And so we just talk about, have you considered magnesium at night to sleep and relax? If you're vegan, are you supplementing with B12 because you're not getting B12 in the foods that you're eating, or adequate B12? So a lot of it is lifestyle, diet, exercise. We're helping people kind of understand why they may be feeling a certain way at that time and how some of these nutrients may be able to support that. So, immunity is obviously a huge thing. Vitamin C is great for immunity. Glutathione is an antioxidant. It helps remove free radicals, oxidative stress. Also the benefit of, zinc, vitamin D. I mean, we have a whole list for immunity. We have a lot for energy. We have some for muscle recovery. So there's kind of these different and when I say this, it's like, give me everything, right? So we have a Katie cocktail, which is the kitchen sink, and it's a little bit of everything that we have. And that's really our most popular. People that come in, they're already kind of committed to, I want it all, fill my tank. And so that's what the Katie cocktail is. But we have the IV therapy with all the vitamins. We also do vitamin injections. So there's quite a few clients who come in just for a B12, a methyl B12 shot every 2 weeks, or a vitamin D injection every 2 weeks. It really, depends. And a lot of clients, they may be working with an integrative practitioner or being referred to us by another practice. Maybe they come to us with blood work, so they know already what their levels are, and we can help kind of supplement that. But it's all encompassing. There's so many different benefits.
What do you say to the person that wants to try it for the first time, but maybe they're nervous because, oh, well, what if I try magnesium? I've never tried it before and I have a reaction. Like, what are your safety precaution levels when someone walks in that makes you feel comfortable saying, you can do this and it's safe and you're not going to have any problems? Like, walk us through that process.
Yeah, I mean, that's where, especially Amy and I, we lean on our medical team, and we're so grateful that we have brilliant medical experienced minds around us and our nurses. That nurse is going to make or break the experience. So like I said, they have to gain that trust and have that experience and knowledge. And that's where our team really does sit one-on-one. Here's what you can expect. Magnesium, for instance, too much magnesium. Well, magnesium can make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, maybe really sleepy or drowsy. Some people really like that feeling. They like sitting there and kind of feeling that relax. Others might think, what's going on? This is, uncomfortable. Everyone's sensitivity is a little bit different. So the dosages that we have are very conservative and safe. With that said, our nurses, this is where they look at, each person at that time and customize it. So one of the big benefits of, the products that we offer at Hydrate IV Bar, these are very high quality products. Our nurses are mixing everything on site, so we're not using preservatives when we don't need to. The quality of the products is of utmost importance, and compared to maybe some other practices where it's a pre-mixed syringe and you can't tailor the dosages, we can. So if someone doesn't want magnesium in a Myers cocktail, we're not putting it in, or maybe we're cutting the dose and letting them kind of titrate up. So that's where we can really be customizable. But it's just communication. And that's where it comes with the experience of, this is what to expect. And here's kind of how we can help you navigate.
And you did say earlier that most of your clientele, they're healthy people. No one's coming to you for a diagnosis. But having said that, do you still see people that maybe have pre-existing conditions and the nurse just puts that into play and thinks, like, you're not turning someone away because they have hypothyroid?
Sure. And that's we have a lot of clients who come in with autoimmune deficiencies, adrenal deficiencies, hyperthyroidism, Crohn's disease. Maybe they're not absorbing nutrients, migraine. I mean, there's a lot of different. So yes, there are, diagnosed, I would cut that
conditions.
Yeah.
All good. Okay. Yeah. That's why we had it.
Oh my goodness, this is alive. But yes, there are people that come to us with maybe a diagnosis, and these supplements can help work with kind of their treatment plan that maybe another practitioner has them on. If someone is referred to us, for instance, an oncologist interested in high-dose vitamin C, that's somewhere where our doctor and their doctor may work hand in hand, come up with a good treatment plan. They're likely ordering additional labs. And so that's, a little bit different situation. They're not just walking in saying, I have cancer, this is what I want. We're really taking it, closely and doing our due diligence. But there are incredible benefits for that too. And that's where it's just kind of a one-on-one basis.
That's really cool that you offer that you can have a client have their doctor communicate with your doctor and create a team of a healthcare plan. And I didn't know that that was offered.
We have surgeons that refer their patients to us post-op.
Wow.
Anesthesia. And, these surgeons are wanting their clients to get the KD cocktail, which is the Myers, but really glutathione. It's an antioxidant. And so we're helping flush your body. So that's what's actually really neat, is seeing kind of these alternative therapies really working in conjunction with maybe traditional medicine, with surgeries, and how they can kind of go hand in hand and support each other.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No, I was just going to say because we're lucky because we be around them so much, and we go to conferences and we're in the world, but we're seeing more and more practitioners become pretty passionate about this, opposed to just what they were able to learn on their science journey in whatever type of medical school they went to. More and more, we're hearing panels of docs and all kinds of people that are really passionate about this. So they're referring to us. They're saying, I really want my patient to come in and do X, Y, and Z for preventative, for recovery, for whatever it might be. So we're pretty lucky to have a great, smart team of people. But I think the clinicians in this world are so passionate about it. It's just, they really, truly think, it's making a change.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question regarding NAD. You offer NAD? So
best.
is it okay?
We need the
explain
breakdown.
that.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I keep hearing it and I don't know exactly
hold
what
on,
it is.
let me stretch out. Are you ready?
I'm like, don't ask us to spell it on
Okay. NIC. Okay. So I love it because it's a biohack. It's an anti-age. It's a coenzyme. So it's like the electricity. It's like the electricity in your body that causes biochemical reactions. So it turns your food into energy. It is cellular turnover. It's anti-inflammatory. It's DNA repair. I'm like, it's everything. It's cellular.
It's like a magic bullet.
the rusting of our bodies. I feel tired. I feel achy. What's going on? Like,
Yeah.
Is it something that people take? Is it like you do it a few times, or what's the protocol for it?
So you produce it naturally, but it depletes as we age. So over, call it 40, you may have like really normal levels, and it starts to heavily deplete. So if you think about like the biochemical reaction of turning all the nutrients in your body into the energy it needs to use them, and that all slows down, it's that sluggish feeling. It's that brain fog. It's that missing piece of all of us over 45 that are going, God, why am I tired at 3:00? Why is my mental focus like tanking at this time of the day? Those things like that. So people can be sensitive to it. Like Katie said, our physicians, our medical board, everybody, they set the conservative parameters. It's not anything it's going to hurt you at all. It's not anything that's going to do that, but people can be sensitive how they feel because they get such a big burst of clarity and energy right away. Not like a coffee buzz or a weird energy that doesn't feel right. It's just like, whoa, I feel really bright and alive right now.
Wow.
So again, it's a titrate up. I'm pretty sensitive to it. So I love to do, I'll do 100 milligrams as often as I want, but I do it a couple times a week. But some people can do more. You can do it in IV. I love the injections because they're quick and easy and in and out the door. But it's something that's really, my own testimony, it's changed my life. I'm 49 right now, and every week I look forward to just sort of the way that it makes me feel. So I think it's really helped me with mental focus, and I'm a fan, if you can't tell.
Wow. I am like dying to try it. And is it something like how long? So if you get it, weekly, does it last? Like, does the feeling last a week, or like how long does it last if people are interested in trying it?
It varies. I mean, as Amy said, it's naturally recurring in our bodies. And so it's just, this is a different way to administer it. And so the injections, are 100 milligrams, but they're going to absorb differently. They absorb slower when you're getting it into your muscle versus an IV where it's going directly into your bloodstream, and we're starting at 500 milligrams. So that sensitivity that she's talking to, everyone's levels are a little bit different. It depends on, different factors, but we want to make it comfortable first and foremost. And I think when you Google NAD or you hear about NAD, some people can talk about how the infusion may make them feel very uncomfortable. You can get stomach cramping. You may feel tightness in your chest, which is really, it's burning it like energy, like Amy said. And so that can give some people kind of some anxiety. So our goal, setting the expectations, we tell people the infusion may take 2 or 3 hours. We're going to sit here. We're going to drip it very slow. If it becomes uncomfortable, we're pulling it back immediately and we're titrating. With that said, some people come in and they're like, these tiny little powerhouse women, and they can open it up and they don't have the same sensitivity, and they can take it in less than an hour. So it really varies, but you're getting, the benefits depend on the dosage that we're giving you with NAD compared to some of the other infusions we do. So some of the infusions like vitamin C, you're not necessarily we know that it's helping your body. We know that it's, boosting your immune system, but you don't necessarily feel that. NAD, you feel. So if someone wants to feel something, I'm like, try NAD. You kind of have this awakening. And there are some protocols with the infusions that you do 4 loading doses within 2 weeks. And so, Amy and I, we've done back-to-back days, and then we take 2 days off, and then we do another one. And that's to get your levels up to this 2,000 milligram, which is kind of the ideal level. And then how everyone depletes from there, or what your maintenance looks like, is very variable. So
I see.
Kind of a long-winded answer. You're going to have benefits if you do it once and never again. But you're going to have more sustained benefits and keep your levels up if you consistently do it in whatever capacity feels comfortable for you.
And I think it's where you are too, kind of going back to dehydration even.
Right.
Where you're at that moment, like Katie mentioned, it plays a huge part in the function of your immune system. So if you're maybe coming out of something or a little depleted or just had the flu or whatever it might have been, if your immune system is on the struggle bus a little bit, it's just different places of where you are, of how it's going to help you at that time and how much your body's going to utilize it right away, or if your levels are staying normal, if it's dipping, every body is different. But that's why we have incredible medical professionals all around us to answer these questions every day.
It's so cool. I'm dying to try it. I was going to ask a question about it, which I totally just forgot, which means
maybe
it's
my
NAD,
question.
I have foggy brain. I'm like, wait, what was I going to ask?
Amy, were you going to ask about the pills? Because I've seen the NAD pills, and I don't how effective. I feel like they must not be as effective as the infusions.
Yeah, I mean, we can't obviously speak to every supplement or sublingual supplement out there. Traditionally, that's one of the main benefits of getting these vitamins, supplements intravenously is you're bypassing your GI system. You're getting 100% into your bloodstream. So it's more effective, or the most effective. Also, the compounding pharmacies that we're using can create a much cleaner product than a lot of these batch supplements. Now, there are some really fantastic oral supplements out there. I still take a handful of vitamins every day. There's a lot of supplements I take orally, like fish oil, that we're not, offering intravenously. So I definitely don't want to speak poorly to all kind of oral supplements, but majority, even if you go to a Whole Foods or, this healthcare store, majority of the supplements are still filled with junk that your body doesn't need. You're absorbing 20-30% of it. So it's not as effective.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember what I was going to ask. You were mentioning initially you want to get your NAD levels up. How do you know what your levels are going in if you've never had it before? Is it symptom based, or how do you determine that?
Yeah, so there are lab panels that you can do. There are a lot of, this kind of goes down the whole biohacking longevity world that we're loving right now. Everything's kind of, how can I just feel my best for as long as I can? And so there are a lot of really wonderful labs that are available to test your levels. We do not currently offer these labs in-house, but it is something that we are looking at to help people. People want to know their numbers, and I totally get that. And that's kind of part of this customizable, taking control of your own health to a degree. And so seeing those kind of quantifiable numbers is very helpful.
I'm a die-hard biohacker to the point where like on days where I'm just tired, I get so mad. I'm like, why
You sit in
can't
front of a
I
red
feel
light.
good today? Like, what's the problem? And
I'm
I
on
get
my
like,
grounding mat. What is
Yeah.
wrong?
like a checklist this long. I'm like, I did this, I did this, I did, wait, is it that? Is it this? It's like, it's so funny trying to biohack. But I mean, why can't we feel great every day? You know?
I can't agree
That's
more.
the
I'm with
goal,
you.
right?
I'm like figuring
Yeah.
it out every day. I'm like, how can I kick the most butt today? You know?
Well, and I
Exactly.
think so many people, I mean, it is exciting. We love being in this space, one, because we're passionate about it. But it's a feel-good space. We see people, they come in maybe feeling poor or lousy or run down, and they're leaving feeling so much better. They're bright, they're energized, and that's contagious. It's fun for us to work in that space. It's fun for our nurses to work in that space versus maybe the hospital setting that they've been in. And so I don't know. I just think it's very exciting that I would say post-pandemic, we really saw a shift in people taking control of their health and interested in trying all of these different modalities in kind of the biohacking. And people don't realize how good their bodies could feel. Like
Yeah.
optimized really is. I think we get used to this norm of just, oh, I'm tired or oh, I'm sluggish or, I just can't shake this weight. It's like, well, but why? Like I encourage people to be overly curious about why you are feeling a certain way and peel back the layers and truly understand like what is your optimal, how good could you feel?
We talk
Yeah.
about this all the time, don't we,
Yeah,
Amy? How
all the
like
time.
so many people are just going along day to day, not having any understanding of how good they could feel. It's like, you just think I'm not, it's aging. I'm not supposed to have that much energy. It's like when it slowly declines, you have no idea how great you can feel.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
it's interesting. Yeah.
So for someone who wants to try this and you are not in their area yet, even though hopefully you will be soon, like what should they look for? Because I think like you don't want to go to the wrong place, right? You want to make sure it's safe. You want to make sure so like what should someone look for if they don't know much about this type of therapy, but they want to try it and there's no Hydrate IV bars near them?
So, first and foremost, like when you call, it's very important to understand who will be administering the,
Mm-hmm.
service. So make sure these are licensed professionals. As much as we said, our space, we want it to be warm, inviting, and maybe not this typical like sterile doctor's office feeling. The space still needs to be sterile and clean. And,
Yes.
so make sure that one, these are licensed professionals, that the space is, clean.
Clean.
Um, and, ask where they're sourcing their products and services. I would challenge everyone or really encourage everyone to check and make sure they're sourcing it from a place that
It's funny because I think that maybe sometimes you might call a business and they might feel like, oh, I don't want to give away my, all my secrets or my homework that I've worked so hard to do. But yeah, like asking, it's 1000% okay to ask what pharmacies they're coming from or where they are sourcing it or what.
Right. Or if there's preservatives or.
Exactly right. Because, to be honest, there are major medical conglomerates in our country that most of us order from, right? So there should be no reason that someone doesn't want to give away a secret of, where they get their vitamin C or what it contains or doesn't contain or anything like that. That's not, you have every right to ask what's going in your body and to ask questions about that. So
Yeah.
if one isn't trained enough in said business to either say, let me get a nurse or doctor to call you back if they don't know the answer. But if it's sort of just like, well, we can't tell you that, whatever, I would kind of be like, but why? It's going in my body, So, and I don't know, like, I think that Katie and I have become much stronger and very, very proud of what we've built. So telling someone where we source something or where a supply comes from or how we were able to do something isn't going to make or break our business. It's not it's not going to determine the success of Hydrate IV Bar. So more than happy to even, and I think something that's very interesting in this industry, opposed to maybe some other industries in the world, is our industry is very collaborative. We know the CEOs and the executives of all of our major competitors. We will pick up the phone for anyone who's just starting out to help answer questions, because we want everyone to be doing it right.
Yeah.
And we want to protect the industry as a whole. So we all go to the same conferences. We all get on some of the same webinars. You know, Katie's on the panel with some of our main competitors, best friends. Like it's fine. Like, let's do it right. It's safe. Let's do it compliant. And it protects all of us going down the road and moving forward into the future.
Yeah,
Right. It gives the industry a good name, because you don't want,
Totally. And we're blue ocean strategy people. Like, you need 500 people to have a rockin' business. Like, there's 2 million people in Denver, like there's enough for all of us, and there's enough for all of us, and there's enough people out there interested in wellness and this type of thing, that we don't need to be battling over one single client or 10 clients. It's just not necessary.
And it's only growing. I feel like the wellness industry in general is booming, and like this specific modality, I feel like, is getting very popular, much more mainstream, which is super cool to see.
Yeah.
Agreed. Amy Sherman, I think this is your next venture.
Maybe.
I just have a feeling.
I know, who might have to talk. Okay, well, wrapping up. So we like to ask a little rapid fire question. So maybe we'll alternate between you guys. So I'm going to kick it to Amy first. What is your favorite wellness or beauty hack besides IV therapy?
Besides IV therapy. Oh my gosh. Two pop into my mind right away. One would be, depending on age and environment, moisture. Like, I have like 5 layers of moisturizer on at any given time, and then a tinted
And your skin looks great, by the way. I'm like, is that the NAD? Is that the products? Is it everything? Both of you.
All of it, but I'm hugely passionate about just like also what goes on my skin and the amount of moisturizer,
Yeah.
And then 2, I'm obsessed at the moment. Like, I have a rule every day, like one really big sweat a day, whether it's a great workout or like all the knowledge now around the infrared.
Yeah.
And just like how it is literally a filter for our body, and detoxing like heavy metals and just getting stuff out. Like, if you can do one great sweat a day, whether.
Okay. And then Katie, what is your favorite wellness or beauty hack? I have to ask you this question too.
So this is my current state, and this will be, applicable to postpartum mothers. But so there's 2, and people might listen and be like, what the heck is she talking about? But I too right now for the last 4 years have either been pregnant or nursing. And so I have to be very careful with what I'm doing. Now, I still want my skin to look plump and my eyes be open, but I'm not looking at Botox and fillers and lasers and some of these other things. So 2 recommendations I have are: 1, breast milk is very underutilized. My pediatrician has me do it for everything for my baby. It has natural antibacterial properties, but there's no reason why we can't put it on our skin too. So it's it's super nutrient dense. If you have acne, blemish, put it on there. So again, you have to have that milk accessible to you.
Yes.
That is like my hack right now. Also, concealer. How much concealer can I put on to make my eyes look open and alert and not have these bags under my eyes, because I'm just not sleeping right now.
Yeah.
But the silicone scar patches. Have you guys seen this? It's kind of trendy right now for wrinkles, but literally, like,
oh, those things that like people put on their face.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Silicone patches you can put under your eyes, on your face, and it traps in moisture. It's, this is not like a long-term solution to your wrinkles, but if you need to like wake up and look good and shiny and have things tight, use those silicone scar patches.
What brand do you like? I have to try it. I've seen them, but I've just never.
I'll need to look. I can send it to you. But there's one that my OBGYN sent me, and it's just like an organic clean. It's actually for C-section scars. And she's like, put this on your face and keep your like eyes and forehead.
It'll just make you like snatched.
Yeah.
Like put that on before you go out at night. You need a little wake up.
Those are my two postpartum mom beauty hacks.
I love the doctors, and you're in Colorado, right? The doctors in Colorado sound like they're very like into all of doing all of the other things. My
Oh my God. I mean, my baby, literally, they're like, breast milk is gold. Never waste it. Like if you, my mom was laughing. She had 5 kids and she's like, no one told me about this. Like I would always, the pump and dump. And it's like, no, you never dump anything. Like my family is bathing in breast milk. We are putting it in. It's eczema, like all the things.
That's great. That's great. All right. Well, the next one we call
Colorado woohoo.
Oh, but I love it. That needs to spread.
Yeah.
The next one we call it our 5-minute flow. And I think both of you should answer this if you don't mind. But you just got out of the shower and Uber has pinged you. You've got like 5 minutes to get yourself together and get into the car and the Uber on time. What are you going to do? Like, what do you have? Holy Grail products? Do you have a quick routine? What do you do? Katie, go first.
Okay, 5 minutes. I'm getting good at this these days because I do.
Yeah, it's a necessity, I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously the very basics, like proper hygiene. So deodorant, brushing my teeth. As far as my face, it's a serum, a toner, a vitamin C. I have a collagen peptide that's just like, these are all just like quick. So those are 3. And then, I get to stare at Amy's beautiful skin every day. So it is a moisturizer. Like she is all about the moisturizers, the creams. You have to have a tinted SPF. Yeah. And then it's definitely, I have a handful of supplements. I do not like nutrients. I take my supplements. I have a huge water, and then I probably will do a collagen protein shake. So I think all of that, the nutrients in your body, the hydration in your body is also for your beauty.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Nice. Amy, what's your routine?
And Amy, we also need to hear the product names. Like we need to know the moisturizer brands. We need to know all the things.
Yeah. Yes. And funny enough, I usually am 5 minutes every day. So.
Perfect.
Oh,
got it down.
No, same. Like I do heavy moisturizer, like Sanitas Topical C from Colorado. It's very thick, but it keeps. And again, depending on environment and age, but it's very thick. And then I put that on first and it just soaks in. And then I do a tinted moisturizer. I like One Skin. This was actually a gal that Katie and I discovered at a medical conference, and she found a way to synthesize some new peptides in a lab. So it's a peptide.
Oh, nice.
But it's a tinted screen too. It's a very, very high quality product. I've really been digging that. So I go heavy on the bottom, tinted sunscreen, and then a little bronzer. If I'm in a hurry, this is usually the hairdo. Yeah. And then I'm with Katie. I always have a giant bottle of water with me. And then I'm not a huge morning eater. So I'm the same. I'll grab like a nutrient shake just to sip on until kind of after lunch. And let's go. Let's hit it. That's about it. I mean, my eyebrow, I have a gal at one of my businesses who's a genius permanent makeup person. So I'm tattooed, and I do, in the winter, I go summer, winter. So we're going into winter season now. So it's laser season. So I do, every winter I do like an IPL and a laser to kind of resurface the skin. And then after that, if you kind of keep up with that, it's just moisture, and just taking care of it. And then water, nutrients, and kick as much butt as you can out there.
I'm doing microneedling next week. Which
it's so effective. It really is.
I haven't done it. I've done it a lot. I just haven't done it in like a year. So I'm like so excited, especially because it's winter here and cold. And I feel like I just need like fresh skin and then moisture.
Yeah. I do it like every February after there's no trace of any sun on my face. And it is effective.
That's really good.
I'm like, there's no one cream out there that's really going to make like the changes like a laser will make. So
yeah, you
got the good ones after you get your skin handled. Put quality products on your faces, but yeah, I'm a fan of lasers too.
Ask him. All right, nice. Okay, so the last question is, how do you both maintain your daily Nirvana? Amy, I know how you are out on the mountain this week maintaining your daily Nirvana, but how are you doing it usually?
To me, it's I love, like, I'm kind of a wanderlust, faithful, kind of love to travel and be out there and do whatever. But also to me, a routine calms me, just with the pace that our company's moving right now and how many people. I feel like, I tell Kate, I'm like, I feel like an air traffic controller or like one of old school operators. It's like, hold please, why contact that department, especially since Katie's out on maternity. We had 3 women on maternity leave on our leadership team at the same time. So
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, hold please. So really for me, it was kind of learning what truly is an emergency and what can wait. So I have my Nirvana routine, which is my workout, my sweat, making sure that I do take that time for myself so I don't get like toward that internal angst. That helps me tremendously, just moving my body and then really kind of taking back control of everyone else's energy and going, okay, we're going to do this first and then this next. And you guys are all doing great, but this right here can wait till tomorrow where this over here can't. Instead of, it is funny, the size of our company now and the size of like the franchisees and just so many different energies, just finding ways to make sure that I think at this point in this size of a company, not every single human's going to have the same opinion or be happy at the same time or feel like it's perfect at all at one time. So just really helping myself and others understand that we're all doing great and it's all okay. And we're going to take it step by step as it comes. But if this truly is an emergency, then everybody just needs to calm the F down.
Yeah.
Like, shield yourself from that energy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. What about you, Katie? How do you maintain your daily Nirvana?
Me, I really, especially right now, have to be super cognizant with time blocks. Otherwise, the day is so overstimulating, so just overwhelming. So, I know that I either need to have my mom hat on and I am with my kids and this is what I'm doing, or I take that off and I am just, my CEO hat and with my family, or with my work family, you guys. And then, at least once a day, I have to go outside, get fresh air, be by myself. I don't want anyone talking to me. I don't want anyone asking me a question. I don't want my phone. I can't scroll the internet. Like it has to be just total, let my body deregulate, calm down. Like otherwise nervous system, I would just be firing all day long. And so if I'm not really cognizant about those time blocks, that's one of the reasons we live in Denver. Even in the winter, we have blue skies and it's sunny.
I know,
It's snow, but it melts and it is sunny. So getting outside, getting fresh air, even if it's 5-10 minutes, and just having quiet is
And one of our medical directors is huge on what Katie just said. And she just is like, she always goes, negative ions, like put your feet on the ground, like go do 5-minute breathing outside and put your feet on the ground and quiet. And she loves all the research on negative ions and how to decompress that energy and overstimulation. And she's a huge studier of it and believes in it. So I'm glad you do that, Katie. Good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's great. You go outside,
right?
Fresh air. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
We appreciate you joining us during your maternity leave. That's
yes.
really,
No, this is fun. And honestly, this is something that I'm passionate about. And I was excited to do this because I just wanted to, I wanted an excuse to put on some makeup and curl my hair and talk with you.
Talk a little
It's so
shop.
fun to connect with you guys.
This filled my cup because otherwise, staying at home, and I'm grateful for this time with my babies, but
it's nice to have some adult communication too, I'm sure.
Yeah, balance. Thank you guys.
Thanks for listening to Nirvana Sisters. For more information on this episode, check out the show notes, please subscribe, and leave us a review. Also, find us on Instagram at Nirvana Sisters. If you loved what you just listened to or know someone that would, please share it and tag us. Tune in next week for a fresh new episode of Nirvana Sisters. We'll continue to watch out for all things wellness so you don't have to. Bye.